Okay, a very good evening to all, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 30th June 2023, Tuesday class. So we'll be continuing our sharing from this book, the wonderful Lotus Flower Sutra. We are at page 461. Okay, as usual. We'll compose our mind, develop the faith, Saddha, Virya, Sati, then we will have the physical puja come. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨。南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦，布当巴嘎วัน当阿比瓦提米。สวากาโตบะคะวะตาธัมโมDhammang namasami Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sanghang namami Namo tassa bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi Dhammang saranang gacchāmi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Kamesu miccacara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Surameraya majjapama dattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Gandha savarapatitena dipena tamadangsina Tiloka dipang sambuddhang Pujayami tamonudang Gandha sambarayutena Dupena hang sukhang hina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang Vanna ganda guno petang Etang kasuma santatin Pujayami munindasa Siri pada sarorohe Pujemi bedang kasumena nena Punnena matena cha hotu mokkang Pupang milayati yata idang me Kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang Adivase tu no bante Paniyang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu mutamang Adivase tu no bante Pale parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu mutamang Adivase tu no bante Bojanang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu mutamang. Okay, now we shall chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or power. Sharing and transfer of merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect to Puja. Bedang pujemi. Dhammang pujemi. Sanghang pujemi. So awareness-based meditation is very important. Follow the four support, especially the first three. Once your awareness has been developed and stabilized, you can develop the meditation very easily. Then you will progress very fast. So initially, be patient. Don't try to be in a hurry to develop the progress. You have to develop this understanding that awareness-based meditation needs the awareness first. Because without this awareness, you cannot develop the stability of awareness leading to heedfulness. So when the Buddha, before his parinibbana, he advised all the monks to strive on with heedfulness. The meaning is very important. Strive on with heedfulness means you must have heedfulness. Then only you can strive on meaningfully to develop the meditation and progress along the path of Dhamma according to what he has taught us. So to develop this heedfulness, you must have the stability of sati or awareness, because heedfulness has two components. One is ever mindful, constantly meditative, the second one. To be ever mindful, you must develop the ability to be mindful first, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Then only you can meditate. That's why awareness-based meditation is very important. So this is the reason why I developed this for support to help you develop them. And the first three support is good enough for the sainthood way and the training of the mind to be aware, then developing the stability of it. So first support is relax. You have to learn how to relax body and mind, completely relax. Don't try to know, don't try to do any other things except learning how to relax body and mind. When you relax, you don't need to think. When you are able to relax body and mind means you are at ease, naturally, without stress, without tension, without problem. Of course, you must have well-being too. So all this is the cultivator's ability to prepare the body and mind to develop this awareness-based meditation. Relaxation do away with all the negativity of mind state and resistance to meditation. When you cannot relax, there is tension, tightness, and stress within your physical and your mental. And because of that, your mind cannot enter the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. The reason being, the mental hindrances are there. If you don't have mental hindrance, sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and doubt, then the mind is very peaceful, very calm, relaxed. So ability to relax depends on our understanding. When you have no problem, completely at ease, there is relaxation. Relax into every mind state that arises. Whatever tension, tightness or stress within, relax into it. Let it return to its original state of tranquility and stillness. So relaxation is key. And after that, no need to do anything. Maintain awareness, just aware. Whatever arises, aware, finish. Aware, finish. Then the third support is to stabilize this awareness nature until it becomes a part of you, until the awareness is the nature within, that you are able to touch it, realize it. During that time, the cultivator or the person who developed this, the form and mind, will come to know what that thing is. That is your true mind, your true nature, your silent mind, your meditative mind. So the awareness-based meditation is to develop this awareness to realize the true mind, the silent mind, which is without thought. You are just with that nature inside. And this is the first hallmark of training. Gu Nian. The moment you are aware, there is no thought. That's why this awareness, you have to stabilize it. So this understanding is very important, that after you have trained it for a while, able to stabilize it, then you can move on to progress further by using the awareness that you have developed to develop understanding, wisdom, to observe, to develop awareness of whatever that arises and passes away, to enable you to develop the direct seeing, to awaken to truth, to insight into phenomena, especially the three universal characteristics of nature. Then later on, make full use of it to contemplate, to reflect, to develop the inquiry, so that you stabilize your first and second turning wisdom with this, what they call awareness nature within. Once you have this awareness nature developed, stabilized, and within, then you can be aware of many things. During that time, your mind becomes different. You hardly think. Most of the time, you are just aware. And because you are aware, you are without thought. And because you can be in that state, the mental hindrances are no more. The spiritual faculty has taken over. So spiritual faculty, you can develop it on your own separately, like what I have taught you. The faith saddha is through understanding who the Buddha is and how unique is his teaching, how great a being he is. He is not only enlightened, he is fully enlightened. So that faith, that gratitude towards him will be very strong. That it will drive you to cultivate. So that virya, that drive you, is the second spiritual faculty. Then when you train your mind to develop the inner awareness, that is sati. That's why sati is very important. Sati is an awareness before the knowing, before the arising of thought. So the ability to be in the state of awareness or sati is very important. Without thought, you're already aware, but hardly anybody can do that unless you develop the understanding and the training. So the fourth support, especially the first three, is to help you train your mind so that you can be aware in the form of meditation or in the midst of life without having to focus or concentrate on the object of meditation. It can be a free mind in the state of awareness without any activity or movement. That is the true sati. The free mind without thought, without movement or activity or sankhara. So develop this, then you will see clearly all the essential Dhamma that was taught by the Buddha, and you will understand his teaching on your own naturally. You all can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed. These are the mind state that you need to use to live your life, to cultivate the daily mindfulness leading to heedfulness in the midst of life. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Charana sampanno sugato lokavido Anuttara punyang ramasarti Satta deva manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pajatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you can be seated, and we shall continue from where we stop. We are at page 461 of this book, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra, 妙法蓮華經. Throughout countless aeons in the past, the sutta mentioned, innumerable extinct Buddhas, hundreds of thousands of myriads of millions of them, a number beyond all calculation, world-honored ones such as these, use various conditions, analogies, and the power of countless expedient devices or ways to proclaim the marks of all Dhamma. All of those world-honored ones spoke the Dhamma of one vehicle, the supreme vehicle, transforming beings without limit, leading them to the Buddha path. So this part of the sutta is very important. You have to understand the opening statement. The sutta says, throughout countless aeons in the past, means the long distant past until now, innumerable extinct Buddha, means Sammasambuddha that has come and gone. Hundreds of thousands of myriads of millions, that number is very big, of them. A number that is beyond all calculation. That amount of world on at once, such as this, has used the various conditions, analogies, and the power of countless expedient ways or devices to proclaim the marks of all Dhamma. So this is the extent to which the Dhamma has been proclaimed. The numbers of Sammasambuddha that has come and gone, already that number is beyond calculation. It is so huge, not only hundreds of thousands of myriads of millions of them. Then those that are coming, a lot more. Then those that have come. So all this, the numbers is like what the Buddha mentioned in the early years when people asked him about the number of stars or world system that exists in the universe within our entire existence. He gave the analogy, he said, there are more than the sands that you can count on the Ganges. You know the Ganges river is so long and there is so much sand in this Ganges river. So the analogy is the same. So when it comes to Sammasambuddha too, even though we know it's very rare to see a Sammasambuddha arising, and yet because of the extent of duration that has gone by, means this universe has existed for very, very, very long. Then world system arise and pass away, and they continue to arise and pass away. So this duration of time or event is really, really long. And for us to comprehend this part of the sutta, you must have the understanding to appreciate what this teaching is all about. Because this teaching is very unique and very rare. So they use here, they say, all this world honored one who has come to proclaim the marks of all Dhamma, they have used the various conditions, analogies, and the power of countless expedient ways and devices to teach, to proclaim the marks of all Dhamma. So this is the beauty and uniqueness of this Buddha Dharma that we are very fortunate to receive from Sammasambuddha. That's why to be born as a human being is already a great blessing. It's already a very rare occasion. Then to be born as a human being during the Buddha Sasana is even more rare. Then to be born as a human being during Buddha Sasana and to have condition to encounter and receive the Dhamma is even more rare. So do not allow this condition or opportunity to slip by. Develop the faith, the gratitude, the joy, the understanding, and determine where this golden window is the best and the most important. You let this slip by, it's going to be a long, long wait before you have such opportunity or window again. Okay, I will go on to the outline, then the commentaries. So the outline mentioned the Buddha of the past, which I have described, countless, innumerable, countless. Then general explanation means the opening and revealing. Now we go to the commentary. So the sutta said, throughout countless aeons in the past, the meaning is limitless aeons in the past, a countless number of them. And these aeons are not small aeons, they are great aeons. Mahakapas. What is a great aeon? Basically, there is no fixed way to measure time, as it is not real. But because living beings make discrimination with their mind, the past, present, and future come into being. So this statement is very good. So living beings that has form and mind, including us human beings, when you make discrimination, means the mundane mind discriminate through delusion, through wrong view. You created the creation of life, past, present, and future. All these three, like what we have gone through, they are not really what you think, like we have gone through. Within the conditioned world, they exist. But when we analyze them, or we investigate into them, then you will come to know of all the three, past, present, and future. The only reality is the present moment within the conditioned world, and it's the highest in life. The other two, past and future, they are not a reality, although we talk about it, we cling on to it, we grasp onto it through our thought process. So like I said, the past is already gone. Means whatever that has arisen and passed away, that is the past. No more reality, dead and gone, like the dry leaves. Then future yet to come. Haven't happened yet. How can it be a reality? So if you project your thought into the past and the future, means you are clinging and grasping onto the unreality, the rhyme of thought, the rhyme of thinking, sankhara. And that one will not help you, because they are not reality. Like I always say, moment to moment life passes by, and that's the only reality in life. What are you doing? If you cannot be mindful and heedful in the midst of life, then you don't live life. You totally miss out on life. Because human beings' problem is they are too busy thinking, planning, and worrying about life. So much so, they completely or totally miss out on life. To live is to be in the state of awareness, to be aware of what is going on, without the movement of thought, without psychological time. That is fully present, fully aware. The awareness is beyond thought, beyond mind. That is the highest within life. That's why when you can be in that state, present moment awareness, you are in a state of awareness that is beyond thought, beyond mind. And that is the reality. Moment to moment, the awareness is the one that witness life, witness the reality, witness truth, witness everything that arises and passes away. That's why it can develop the understanding, the wisdom. It can see clearly all this. Then, as we all know, to transcend life, we have to transcend even the present moment. even though it's the highest in life, because the present moment is still within the field of thought, time. That's why you read the Mahayana Sutta, it's mentioned, even the famous Guangxing Lao和尚, he mentioned it in his Kai Silu. He always said, 过去心不可得 means the mind of the past is not a reality, cannot be grasped onto or hold onto. 未来心不可得 the mind of the future also you cannot grasp onto, cling onto, or hold onto. Then finally at the one 现在心也不可得 even the present moment also is still within the field of thought, even though it's the highest in life. It's not a reality in the sense that it is still within the conditioned world. So to transcend life, you must not cling on to any of this. But the present moment is very important for one to understand life, to live life, to be in the state of awareness or wakefulness. So the unconditioned and the conditioned, both you must develop the Dhamma understanding. Then when you develop the Dhamma understanding of both the unconditioned and the conditioned, then you can live life to the fullest. You can understand life completely. That is the ultimate understanding of the Buddha Dharma. Like I always say, life, even though under the unconditioned ultimate truth, it's not a reality, not what you think, because of the universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, and non-self or he no you, he no me. There is no mark of the self cultivating, no mark of others, no mark of Dhamma existent life. So everything is like empty, no reality. But yet there is such thing as life. That's why even though it's unreal, not what you think, but there is such thing as life. That is the uniqueness of this understanding of the Dhamma, this aspect of the Dhamma. Because for those who have the cultivation and the understanding, life can be beautiful, wonderful, amazing. You can live life to the fullest. You can realize the pristine beauty and wonders of life. And every moment, every instant, life is so pristine, so beautiful, so amazingly wonderful. So all this is part and parcel of what the Buddha Dharma is capable of delivering. That's why this teaching is so unique. It's not about understanding birth and death and striving on for the wisdom to realize the enlightenment and everything no more. Or to cling on to the delusion that you have become enlightened. Then you're free from all suffering. Of course, to the sainthood way, that is the ultimate aim, so that you don't have to come again. But those who go the supreme vehicle, like what the Buddha has shared, the one vehicle, they know there is a lot more things that can be developed, evolved, and awakened to. That aspect is the perfection of cultivation of the 10 perfection leading to the realization of Samma Sambuddhahood. Then while you are on the path cultivating, when you develop all the perfection, become great beings. Then when you have this understanding of the Bodhisattva vow, you will know how to come. Then you choose to come, you no longer have to come. And when you come, you are so beautiful. You are so different, amazingly beautiful. And life can be so meaningful, wonderful. That's why every of this existence, when the great beings, they come, or the great Bodhisattva, when they come, they really, really live. And that phase of life, like I always mention, is the most beautiful part of your life. So when we cultivate the Buddha Dharma, there are 3 phases of cultivation. Phase 1, the Buddha called it Pariyatti, the learning of the teaching. After you have developed the learning of the teaching, he said, the next phase is Patipatti, to put it into practice, to develop the cultivation. Then when you do that, you develop awakening, enlightenment, the realization. Then you can live the 3rd phase of Dhamma, which is called Pativeda. Pativeda is the fruition of your cultivation, leading to the enlightenment that can allow you to have the wisdom to understand life fully, completely, to live that phase of Pativeda, means the life of an enlightened being, with the enlightenment wisdom, understanding behind. And that is the most beautiful phase of our cultivation in life. That's why the Bodhisattva, the great beings, the Buddha, they know. And even though they take the vow, the 4 basic vows of the Bodhisattva to become Sammasambuddha, these vows are so rewarding. What they do, they have joy, they have faith, they have the diligence, the understanding, and all the virtue, wisdom and understanding to actually support them, guide them, and deliver all the tools that they need to do this work. That's why this journey, this cultivation is very, very unique, very, very beautiful. So tonight, this wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta, that section that we are covering is very beautiful, very unique. That's why my nature would like to actually share this. So today's sharing, listen to it for those who go the Bodhisattva way, or those who have the faith and the confidence to understand all this. You should listen attentively and develop the faith further. Then go all out to prepare yourself so that you will have the causes and conditions to go this way, and find out for yourself whether what my nature share is the truth or not. Okay, go back to the commentaries. Okay, I will read on. We have covered the past, present, and future. Okay. So because of the discriminative mind, the mundane mind, you cling on and grasp on to the 3 periods of time, past, present, and future. Time in itself basically is without a past, present, and future. See, Hsuan also know. These 3 periods of time comes into being through the discrimination made in the mind of living beings. The Vajra Sutra or Diamond Sutra, the Buddha said very plainly that there is no such thing as time. He said past cannot. Oh, I think the English translation is no good. Past thought means the mind of the past cannot be got at. 不可得 you translate as got at. Means the past is already gone, not a reality. Here you should understand that the English translation is word for word. So they only interested in the correct translation. But the English word that is being used is actually not reflecting on the Mandarin. Because the Mandarin brings the meaning out. 过去心不可得 means the mind of the past cannot be grasped onto, cling onto, or hold onto. Means it's not a reality. It's already gone. Then the second one also same. Present thought cannot be got at. 现在心也不可得 based on the Mandarin translation. Then the last one is 过去心也不可得。未来心啊。Oh yeah. Sorry. 过去 already gone. The past. So 未来心。Thank you for correcting me. So 未来心也不可得。As to present, again the translation no good. The present thought is it. The present moment, the mind of the present moment. If you say, this is present, just as you say it goes by. The present does not stay. So this is Xuanhua's way of explanation. The past has gone by and the present goes right on by too. It does not stay in one place. So here, if you read the English translation, you may not quite understand what he said, but this one is due to translation problem, word for word. Like I explained to you all, that way easier because myself English educated, that's why I can explain it to you basing on my own understanding and realization. I always tell you the present moment, even though it's the highest in life, the only reality in life. But how real is the present moment? The moment we talk about it, it's already gone, isn't it? That's why I say I use the word split second. It's dead and gone. Do you realize that? Because the moment you are with it, the next moment is gone. Then another one arises. Another one arises. So every moment to moment, life passes by. What are you doing? And yet, it is the only reality in life though. So how real can life be? When moment to moment it passes by, means split second, it passes by and is dead and gone. So how real can the present moment be? And they arise through causes and conditions. No reality. Not a permanent, unchanging entity. Not what you think. Cannot be grasped onto, cannot be clinged onto, and cannot be held onto. So see this clearly. Contemplate on it, reflect on it, then wake up. Then you realize living being has been living in a dream world. The world of consciousness, created by thought, through the discriminative seven consciousness, born of memory. Because the memory is the one before one become enlightened. It is full of views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. So you act from memory, you create discrimination. You act out of fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation. What is memory? Memory is the accumulation of all experiences, past and present, good and bad. So what are these experiences? Your beautiful moment, your sad moments, your fear, your worry, your anxiety, your phobia, your insecurity, your craving, your covetousness, your violence, everything that you hold on to, cling on to, grasp on to, and emotion that you create through your own sakkayaditthi or self-delusion created the thought process, and deludedly you grasp onto the thought via creating your own delusion further through the past, present and future arising. Not understanding the significance of thought, you do not see the birth and formation of thought. So you do not understand thought. You cannot come to the realization that thought is limited. Thought is egoic. You cannot see all those things. You cannot understand all those things. But living beings, before they develop the awareness nature within, the only instrument they have is thought. That's the reason why living beings become heedless and they got afflicted. They are trapped within sankhara activity, within the field of thought. That's why if you are within the field of thought, you are trapped in time. So what is time? Time is psychological time, thought moment, thought process. And to live life, you have to go through time. So time is not a reality. Time is an illusion, but they exist within the conditioned world. So meditation is to realize all this through an awareness that has the ability to awaken and go above all this. So this is the most important understanding. So hopefully, Kayamitas who have the understanding can probe into this, develop the contemplation, reflection and inquiry and realize all this, because they are all in the teaching and I have shared them even in the Heart Sutra and many places. So now is the time to really penetrate this, but this is what the teaching is all about. If you don't penetrate this and understand this, you will be forever deluded, heedless, trapped in thought. Sankhara will have power over you. Consciousness will have power over you. Then everything that you come to perceive, the external form, they will have power over you. They will delude you, condition you to grasp, cling and hold on to them. And through this delusion, suffering comes about. That's why the upadana khandas, the grasping aggregate. How do you know the world? How do you create thought? Through your consciousness and its content. And the content of consciousness are your aggregates of mind. Vedana sanya sankhara vijnana. So when you input this, it becomes a thought. That's why vijnana paccaya namarupa, the five aggregates of form and mind. And this one, if you grasp it, cling on to it, means you cling on to the thought process, which is egoic, limited, deluded. That's why you will start to see through the mindfulness and awareness how thought divide and create all the conflict, misery, the misunderstanding, the war, everything that bring about misery to the world, to humanity, to mankind. They come from delusion, the grasping aggregate that cling grasp and hold on to this five aggregate of form and mind tenaciously. So this is something that cultivator of the way should contemplate, reflect, and go into. Okay, I'll continue with the commentary. So Hsuan has actually explained it, I believe, very well too, but the English translation is bad. So if you read the English translation there, I don't think you can understand. You should go and listen to the part I share in the English version. That one will make you understand better. So I will read on. The future cannot be God because it has not yet come. So this one, forget about the English translation. So why are you going out to welcome it? If it has not arrived, you need not go out to me. So to me, all this, you forget about the English translation. I already explained just now. Future has yet to come, has yet to arise. That's why it's not a reality. So finish. So here, when Hsuan used the Mandarin, I think it's very meaningful. So the English translation is the direct translation, which gives non-reflective meaning. Because the English word, if you translate the Mandarin word for word, the real meaning, then the whole Dhamma is distorted. Like here is mentioned, the future just had not got here yet. The present cannot be held in one place, therefore it also does not exist. The past has gone and you should not chase after it. The three phases of thought means 3 periods of time. Ultimately, Pukhata, he said, cannot be Godhead. Means it's not a reality. You cannot cling on to it, grasp onto it, and hold on to it. Okay. Then speaking of the 3 phases of thought process as unattainable, Pukhata. In Sichuan, there was a Dhamma master by the name of Zhao, who specialized in explaining the Diamond Sutra or the Vajra Sutra. Not only did he excel at explaining it orally, but he also wrote a commentary on it. He titles his commentary The Green Dragon Commentary and Notes. He heard that in the south, in Yangzhou, those who have left the home life, were investigating Zen, Chan, and sitting in meditation, and no one lectured on the sutra or spoke the Dhamma. He sighed and said, "These people are all the sons and grandsons of demons. In Buddhism, one should lecture on the sutra and the Dhamma. What is the use of sitting in meditation all day long?" So he put his Green Dragon commentary and notes in 2 baskets, fastened them to a pole, shouldered the pole, and set out on foot to Yangzhou. He planned to lecture on the Sutra there and teach and transform living beings. Just as he was nearing Yangzhou, he saw a pastry shop. An old lady was running the stall. At that very moment, he felt a pang of hunger and decided to buy a piece of pastry. He put down his bowl and said, "I would like a pastry, please." The old woman asked him, "Where are you from?" Then he replied, "I have come from Sichuan." "What are you carrying that load of paper for?" she asked. Where do you plan on selling it?" The Dhamma master said, this is my commentary on the Vajra or Diamond Sutra. It is certainly not for sales. Then the lady asked, really? A commentary on the Vajra Sutra? She said. Then in the Vajra Sutra, there are 3 sentences I would like you to explain for me. Oh, means this old lady also got Dhamma understanding. Hearing this, Vajra Chao said, for heaven's sake, I wrote a commentary on the entire sutta. I should hope I could answer your question. Ask away. She said, Dhamma Master, as you comment on the passage of the sutra, we say, past thought cannot be God. 过去心不可得 Then 现在心也不可得 Then 未来心也不可得 I would ask you today, which pastry would you like to take? With that one question, Vajra Chao's mouth fell shut and he was speechless. He ultimately did not know which cake to take. That is, how to answer her. He realized that his theory did not hold water. That's why when you have knowledge, you don't have the Dhamma. Consequently, he put his commentary in storage and head for calming monastery to do some work in the meditation hall. Eventually, he became enlightened and then knew that the entire Dhamma storehouse can be understood only through, here they use the word concentrated effort, it's not concentrated effort, through the development of samadhi on real cultivation. If you do not work hard and only talk, you can talk coming and going, vertical and horizontally, vertically and horizontally, and your words are nothing but only the surface skin. You have not realized the genuine principle contained within the sutta. In the great master Yuan Wanjiasa, the Mandarin word is Yongjia, great master Yongjia's song of certifying to the world, he said, this poem should be nice. With penetration of the sect and penetration of speech. How come the word sect there? And what is the Mandarin one? Oh, Zhong. Yeah. So Zhong is correct, but the English word sect is very dangerous. Means Buddhism. Which sect of Buddhism? Because the word Zhong in Mandarin is very accurate. And penetration of speech. There here, samadhi and wisdom are perfect and clear. And there is no attachment to emptiness. That's why this poem is very good. Penetration of the sect means not only can he lecture on the sutta and speak the Dhamma, but he is also able to investigate dhyan and seek in meditation. Penetration of speech means that he can lecture on the sutra and speak the Dhamma. This is called penetration of both the sect and the speaking. The sect refers to the Zen or Dhyan school. He understands them both, and therefore samadhi and wisdom are perfect and clear. Why has he penetrated the sect? It is because he has samadhi power and wisdom power. Samadhi power and wisdom power perfectly interpenetrates. Samadhi aids the wisdom, and wisdom aids the samadhi. To have samadhi but no wisdom is merely to penetrate the sect and not to penetrate the teaching. To have wisdom but not samadhi is only to penetrate the teaching and not penetrate the site. So this is Xuan Hua's way of explanation. I think is commonly accepted, which is quite good. So here, what Xuan Hua Liao, Master Xuan Hua Liao are trying to explain to you is, if you only study the sutra, then develop the so-called understanding in inverted comma of the meaning of the commentaries of the sutta, then use that commentary which you have read and which you believe is very, very good and beautiful. But all this are knowledge. As long as you have not developed the realization of what this Dhamma is, when you don't have the awareness nature to develop the cultivation to realize all this, it is as good as you have not studied the Dhamma or cultivated the Dhamma. That's why to study and to cultivate is different. The learning of the teaching is different from the cultivation of the teaching. So you must develop both. Means, while you learn the teaching, you put it into cultivation. You must develop mindfulness, awareness, stabilize it. Then, from there, realize it, awaken to it, to develop the direct seeing and all those things. So, by doing all this, you will have samadhi power. Samadhi power is when your mindfulness is very stable. It becomes collected and unwavering. That's why it develops samadhi. When you have samadhi, it means your sati already very stable. So sati and samadhi will make your mind tranquil and still, unwavering, collected. That's why you can see things as they are. Insight into phenomena, awaken to the truth. It can see things as they are. That is what samadhi is all about. So sati leading to samadhi. So with sati and samadhi, wisdom will arise, the last of the 5 spiritual faculties. Then saddha virya will move you to cultivate sati, to stabilize it. That's why we are teaching you awareness-based meditation to develop the stability of mindfulness or awareness within, so that it stabilizes and becomes samadhi. And when you have that, then you develop what we call ever mindful. Then use it to meditate. Means constantly meditative, to reflect, to contemplate, to develop the direct seeing, to awaken. So all this will bring forth the wisdom. Then the third turning is, of course, you develop the very penetrative insight born of sati or mindfulness training, especially the 4 foundation of mindfulness, satipatthana training. So this is the explanation. So hopefully with this you can understand better, which we have already covered. So, 9:43 already. Okay, I just finish off this part. You may ask, in explaining the word aeons, since you said there is no past, no present, and no future, then why do we speak about the past, present, and future? Did I not just tell you? It is because in their mind, living beings have these thoughts of discrimination. That is why we talk about the past, present, and future. So I already explained this. Through delusion, you grasp and cling and hold. The aggregates of mind become grasping aggregate, upadana khandhas. But just what is an aeon? That is a complicated question, and we really do not have enough time to go into it. Let's say that one increasing and one decreasing constitute an aeon. So this one is the world cycle. how from the increasing birth, then the sustenance of it, the growth, then the decay, then finally the decreasing, leading to the what they call ending of that creation or that civilization or existence. So they use the word one increasing and one decreasing constitute an aeon, which is also quite a good example. What is meant by one increasing and one decreasing? Xianhua explained some more. Okay, I read on a bit more. Decreasing means that every 100 years, this one is based on Lotus Sutra. The human lifespan decreases by 1 year, and the average height decreases by 1 inch. When human life expectancy has decreased to 10 years, it again begins to increase. It increases in the same way 1 year and 1 inch every 100 years until human lifespan reaches 84,000 years. At that point, it begins to decrease again. When it has decreased again to 80,000 years, Maitreya Buddha will appear in the world as a Buddha. One cycle of increase and decrease is called an aeons. So this one is what is recorded in the Lotus Sutra. I remember in the early day, Reverend Hsuan every time shared this story about how human life, from like what Master Xianhua mentioned, every 100 years the human lifespan during the decreasing cycle decreases by 1 year until you reach the average lifespan of 10 years. Then also it seems you become shorter and shorter. But this one is just average. Don't go and assume it, because you look at all the human beings now. Some are very tall, some are very short. So it's about average. Then during the increasing cycle, from 10 it will start to increase again. Every 100 years, 1 year, 1 inch and all those things. This is the average. Until 84,000 years now. Living being can live for 84,000 years now. You may think it's fairy tale, but nobody knows, because civilization can be very, very different. So all this, unless we have the understanding and knowledge, do not comment, do not say anything. Just have an open mind. So as far as my understanding is concerned, I also have an open mind. To me, all these are possible. Now, although when it comes to logical mind, looking at it, a lot of people may not like easily agree to all this. So please remember, have open mind and just leave it. Whatever is mentioned that is in the sutta, the Lotus Sutra. So why do we want to make a comment through right and wrong? Because the reality is the reality. Even if it's not this reality, it is some other things that you may not understand. Because what is being presented here is just the average. The average is just a number that help to describe what decreasing is and what increasing is. So with that understanding is good enough. No need to dig into it and try to be right and wrong. No point. Then I read on the last one. 1,000 of this aeon is called a small aeon. 1,000 small aeon is called a middle-sized aeon. Then 4 middle-sized aeon is a great aeon. So a great aeon is a Mahakapas, remember. So the 4 size are Asankhaya Kapas. Our world is divided into period of becoming, dwelling, decay and emptiness. the becoming creation of the world lasts for 20 small aeons. The period of decay and emptiness also lasts for 20 small aeons. Therefore, within a great aeons is contained the complete cycle of becoming, decaying, dwelling, and emptiness. This is what is called a great aeon. So this is just description, not important. And here in the text, how many great aeons are we speaking of? An uncountable number, which sorry. Why宣化say they are uncountable? It is because they are beyond all count. There is no way you could calculate that numbers, their numbers. So that one, I think earlier on I explained it. Okay, we stop here. I mark this page. Okay, we are on page 465. Now we will continue with the second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by Q&A or Dhamma discussion, especially sharing Dhamma in daily life or Dhamma discussion on today's topic or whatever Dhamma question that you may have.
Actually, I have nothing much to share.
Don't worry.
I'm still putting more effort to practice. That when there's time to share, I would have things to share.
Can. But do you have any question, Han? Or you want to add on to today's topic or any Dhamma question that you may be interested in asking? I would actually prefer it to be informal so that we can ask anything we want. You don't have to try to think of a question. Whatever that interests you that can bring about condition for Dhamma to flow, that should be the one that we all should work towards. Because sometimes you may ask certain thing that you think is not important, but it will lead to condition for beautiful Dhamma and understanding to actually arise.
Okay, if that's the case, I read one WhatsApp. This WhatsApp, they say wisdom of words to me. As I think this is more mundane, but I will read.
You can read it out. Don't worry. Slowly.
So I hope Brother Teo explain.
No.
Regard as words of wisdom from George Yeo from Singapore. He was one of the foreign minister before. Actually, he went to Iran. Then this one of the minister told him, wish him, may you find what you seek. Then he was asking about actually in life what should we actually seek. But for this is a mundane life. Talking about mundane terms. But finally when he conclude, he says that may there be fulfillment and abundance. So their seeking and our seeking is so much different. So I told myself I will seek for realization of Dharma.
Okay. Yeah, that is the individual choice. So do you have any particular question apart from that?
But Brother, before we come to the practice, I find that what he say also no right, no wrong, because we have to fulfill our worthy duties and responsibilities. We have to have the 4 requisites before we practice. So there's no right. After I think of it, no right, no wrong, because we are still human and still we need the 4 requisites.
Yeah. Okay, I think I understand what your approach and question is. Thank you so much. And I will try to give you a very much clearer understanding, because a lot of cultivators of the way during the initial stage, they also don't have clear understanding and mission of what this cultivation is all about. So like you mentioned correctly just now, most people start by hardly developing any understanding because they just feel curious. There may be something trigger. So the search, the so-called search. So most people want to search for truth, for religion, to help them, maybe for various reasons. Because everybody comes to meditation or religion in a different direction. Means their aim behind can be very different, very varying. So for you, because you have come into the Dhamma for quite a while, then you know the question that is being asked, like that minister, he was given the blessing. May your, was it good wishes be fulfilled?
May you find what you seek.
Yeah, may you find what you seek. Sui is right, the exact word. May you find what you seek. So this one is a blessing from somebody who maybe wish them having the condition to realize, like what I always say, Mekayamita, I invoke power of merits for you to realize your good and noble wishes. I use the word good and noble wishes. So when you can realize your good and noble wishes, it is something wholesome, beautiful. Good means good for your life. Wholesome means, noble means enlightenment, wisdom path, the Dhamma path. So good and noble wishes actually covers the complete range of mundane happiness, joy, merits, wholesomeness, and the supramundane enlightenment. So what the minister answer is also not bad. He seek actually abundance, fulfillment and abundance. So accept, like you say correctly, that is more towards what he intend on as a minister. Maybe it's still not that spiritual yet. So fulfillment can have two meanings also, mundane fulfillment and supramundane fulfillment. But abundance is definitely mundane. Then, like you say, as a cultivator or the way, you have to start with certain things. Understand? So, like you beautifully mentioned, you choose Dhamma so that you can have the understanding of this teaching. So what I am trying to tell you is whatever you choose, is just limited by that choice or that word, understand? But when you understand the cultivation of the Dhamma, you will come to one realization. When you choose the Dhamma, you will have all, understand? You remember in the WhatsApp in the early day, they have this Cai Sen Ye, Choi San Ye, the three god of prosperity, full of soul. You remember? So the analogy was, you are given a choice to bring in one out of the three. Understand? So there is a god of prosperity, okay? Full. Then there is a god of longevity, soul, 长寿. Lu is prosperity. Song. No. Fu is prosperity. Lu.
就是功名啊，就是成功啊，名利。
哦，福禄寿啦。What is the English one? God of prosperity, then God of longevity. Then there's another one. Just now they say your career and all things. So
Fortune.
Fortune, yeah, good fortune, yeah, good fortune. So out of these three, which will you choose? Most people will choose prosperity. Then of course some sick one, they say I want longevity. Okay, but do you know the fortune one is the most important? When you have good fortune, you have prosperity, you will have the longevity. That's why when you choose the God of fortune, that the other two will follow in. No, will follow in because you choose fortune. When you have good fortune, you will have prosperity. You will have longevity. You understand? So your question is, although you ask it in a very nice manner, which is actually appropriate to most cultivators who are new and all that, but for those who understand, you will express it in a way where it's like the God of fortune. Once you have that, the other two will follow you. That's why the good and noble wishes means everything in life that is good and everything about the noble wishes to become noble one, enlightenment, is there. So when you have these two, the rest follow. Abundance, fulfillment, whatever will follow. That's enough. So you choose the Dhamma also not bad. With Dhamma, the rest will also follow. But Dhamma, sometimes we have to be careful. It may not be the true Dhamma. Dhamma. So what is important is the noble wishes is to realize enlightenment. Or you vow to aspire for causes and conditions to be born during the sasana, to be born as a human being, and to have the causes and conditions to meet up with the true Dhamma, cultivate it and realize it. So all these are the possibility of development of all this understanding that will lead to ultimate realization and fulfillment of whatever that a cultivator of the way may seek. Because when you cultivate both the unconditioned and the conditioned Dhamma. That's why I say, when you understand the unconditioned and the conditioned, then you understand life. Then you can live. So today's topic, based on what Han asked, can give rise to a lot of understanding, and which is very beautiful. We should sadhu Han for the good question. Sadhu. So hopefully this explanation can bring about better understanding. So don't worry about what people say and all those things, because cultivation is an individual matter. Understand? Everyone is different. Everyone has different reason to seek truth, to seek religion. So the world is the world. People are just the way they are. So when we understand this, then we will not be rigid, understand? We will not comment about right and wrong, good and bad, what is the best and what is the most appropriate. Forget about all those. The understanding will give rise to the decision that an individual needs to make. But that decision is the one that can actually bring forth the totality of understanding. Because when you, like the full soul, the God of prosperity, God of fortune, and God of longevity, you don't have to choose. You choose fortune, the other two follow you. But this is what mundane people look for. So inside there, you actually don't have the spiritual side. But when you choose fortune, you will have the good life all the time. then you will encounter the favorable good thing. So very likely, the spiritual aspect also you can encounter, because you are very lucky and you have a lot of, you are very fortunate. You develop those parami to have that type of virtue. And that type of virtue is actually based on your understanding of the Buddha Dharma. When you follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil, do good, and purify your mind and develop all the wisdom, all things, then you are like very lucky, very blessed. Your merits, your whatever virtue, you perfect them. Understand? So because of that, once you develop this virtue, and merits and wholesomeness, your life will be like very blessed, like the God of fortune, understand? Because blessing and merits, they are all with you, understand? And this is what your karmic inheritance is all about. So the sutta that the Buddha spoke about, you remember? There is this, what they call on blessing one. What is the Pali word? Mangala Sutta. Yeah? You read the Mangala Sutta. Everything is about the highest blessing. Understand? No? So what you should aspire for is the highest blessing that can bring about the great transformation. That's why in the Mangala Sutta, the Buddha explained 37 of them. 38, sorry. Thank you for the correction. So, out of the 38, I remember quite a number is about enlightenment one, in the here and now. The first one I remember is duty towards parents, take care of parents, all that. Then stay in a nearby site, where you can receive the true Dhamma and all those things. Do the spiritual cultivation and all those things. Then you must have a career, be very good at it, in whatever you do. Then also there are many other blessings. They call it the Mangala Sutta. So you go and read that sutta, because one of the Devas during the late night came and approached the Buddha and asked that question. And he asked on behalf of all the Devas up there, because they want to know what constitutes the highest blessing. Oh, that question is very good. Understand? Once you understand what constitutes the highest blessing, you will cultivate that. And you remember, I shared this sutta a few times already. I think quite a number of times. Maybe at least 5-6 times already. And every time I share, I remember I also tell you this. When I first read the sutta, which was in the early years, I think about 1989 or one, that time I already had the Dhamma. I read the blessing. I was full of joy. I realized I have all the highest blessing that is stated inside there. Not a single one is missing. Then I said, got such sutta one, I say. That's why everything fall into place. So all these it's like when you have the understanding, you will know what to wish for and what to cultivate towards. So the manifestation of all this is the work of understanding the Dhamma. Understand? When you understand the Dhamma, you will know how to do it. And all the sutta, the essential Dhamma that the Buddha taught, they are all beautiful gems and jewels. And they are all connected, interrelated. Just from one right view, law of karma, the advice of the Buddha come about, the whole teaching come about. Do you realize that? Yeah, all connected. Then from there, the Four Noble Truths, everything, they spin off all the essential Dhamma. That's why his teaching is so unique, so powerful. is because all this Samasa Buddha, they have cultivated for aeons and aeons and aeons. And the way they do it, the perfection, like today's, the Sutta, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Sutra, that section of the Sutta that we share, they have used countless expedient ways to actually bring forth the teaching. And all this is the uniqueness of this Buddha Dharma. And they have really developed the very extensive, penetrative cultivation and understanding to realize this. And it's not over one lifetime, two lifetime, or what. Over aeons and aeons and aeons of perfection, cultivation, and development. That's why this teaching, it is very wonderful, very amazing, and very, very extraordinarily beautiful. If you can cultivate this, comprehend this, you will become the most blessed and the most beautiful living being ever to be born. Because the Buddha Dharma is really, really unique. Not until you have this cultivation developed to have this understanding, you can never appreciate the extent of this teaching's beauty and wonders. So this is what the Buddha Dharma is all about. It's not just a religion, a philosophy, understand? So many people fail to understand what Dhamma is all about. I refrain from using the word Buddhism. Buddhism has been contaminated, many versions of Buddhism. But Dhamma is only the truth as taught by the Buddha. And this truth is very unique. It encompasses all of life, both the mundane and supramundane. All of existence is very extensive and very, very profound, beautiful, wonderful, amazingly unique. So all these words, they are not enough to express what this teaching is all about. So you should actually have a lot of gratitude and what they call respect for the Samasa Buddhas and all the great beings that help to bring forth and deliver these teachings. And you can have the condition to receive them. You should count your good blessing, your good past, and rejoice. And sincerely, profusely thank all the Buddhas and the great beings for all the causes and conditions that you have received to enable you to be born a human being during this sasana and to receive all this teaching. Then strive on with faithfulness to stabilize all this so that in future when you need to come, whether you have to come or you choose to come, all this right view, understanding, and the Bodhisattva way all established, that it take care of all your future coming, not only this life. That's why I want you all to take the vow and adhithan, determine strongly. Don't let this window slip by. Well, once this is gone, to have another chance at this is going to be a long, long haul. A long, long time. Because if you don't establish this after this sasana, which is not long, maybe another 2000 years, I don't know, or less. How many times can you be born as a human being and have the causes and conditions to receive this type of teaching from people who have the understanding? Otherwise, when the sasana is no more, chances are, without this vow, this right view and right understanding firmly established, you will lose your way again. you will be drifted to other realm of existence, then follow the karmic flow again until maybe the next sasana, because this sasana you have the affinity, the parami, then you do something, you will definitely have the opportunity at the next sasana. But don't be complacent with that, because that will take you very long. But if you do it now and establish it so that from now onward, all your future coming you're taken care of based on the yellow card and what I have shared and taught you. This way is established and you will be the most beautiful living being later on. By the next asana, your nature can be as powerful as my nature, or even better. You may not know. Because all these are possible only during sasana, when you have the condition. So do listen to this and strive on with wholesomeness. And strive for the heedfulness, not only wholesomeness, heedfulness, so that all this can be developed, established. So hopefully, with all this sharing, more and more Kayametta can develop the faith and determine strongly on your own. It can be in your house, when you do your daily religious routine, or anywhere when you are having your spiritual training, retreat or whatever, in front of the altar, the Buddha. Do it all. Within your home, do it. Adhitan. Okay? Thanks. Han, Sister Han. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Hello, Amitofo, Brother Teo, Mrs.
Amitofo.
Teo, and all Kayamittas.
Yeah.
Thank you for nominating me, my sister.
Your own sister, yeah. Sadhu.
I'm glad to hear something from her today as well.
Yeah.
Brother Teo, maybe I talk a little bit about my cultivation.
Good. Sadhu. Very good.
Actually, it's just a daily life cultivation. I think maybe it's not a big test that I have in the past. It's just a small test on my cultivation. So I went for my medical test. So do the blood test and do the sample testing and all that for the urine, for the stool and things like that. So I went together with my husband. So we did that, and the doctor actually collected the sample, the blood sample. Okay, then I observed how he do it. He's like very careful and trying to be very. He tried to comfort, not say comfort lah. He tried to calm you like. Just worry that when you draw blood, you may feel the pain or whatever, right? So he's very careful in making sure you are calm and steady, so you can draw the blood without any pain. Since we have done it quite a number of times, in the past, so we are not so worried about this one, But I noticed that he's very careful in the sense that he will read out your name, he will read out your name, so that he collect the correct person sample, blood sample. Then he told us there is many people today came for the medical test lah. So that's why I see that he's very careful in doing the procedure and making sure that the container is your name, he will read out your name, then he will collect the sample, So in that sense, it's very careful, something very detailed, very meticulous, doing the job. So I mean, I was kind of like seeing this a very caring doctor lah. So after we finished the sample, right, the blood, and after that we go and collect the urine lah. So after that we were asked to go home and we can collect the sample for the stool another time lah, Okay, so we took back our sample bottles. They asked us to take home the sample bottle, so we took home lah. Then we can come back another day for the other sample lah. So we did that. The next day or so we send the sample lah to them lah, to the clinic, Then the next day, I received a call, Receive a call. I said, actually I had a missed call. I didn't able to answer the call immediately. So when I look at the call ID, the caller ID, I said, the clinic. So I said, clinic. Wow, why they call me? So I asked my husband, did they call you also? He said, no, they never call me. We call him. They call me. So I was thinking, why they call me? But never mind. I said, whatever it is, I go and I call them back. After I finish my thing, I call them back. I said, what is it about? So then they said, you must come back. You must return to the clinic to take the sample again. I said, take sample again. I thought I sent the sample already, So then they said, the staff didn't really explain to me in a clear manner. Just say, you come back to the clinic as soon as possible, and before they close, in the sense, then you get the bottle again, you see. So I said, never mind, I will go and collect, and then after that I can ask the person face to face what is going on. So the thing is this, when you have a call from a clinic or hospital, that you have to repeat a test, usually the Monday mind will say, oh no, bad news.
Definitely. Most people will be affected,
Yes. So you will have this fear, But then after I learned the Dharma, right? So
different.
So it's different. So I didn't project my thought, this and that, So it's just say whatever it is, you have to go and see and face the reality, So I need an explanation from them, why do I need take the sample again, things like that. Okay, so I went there to get the sample. Then the lady just I say I'm here to collect the bottle again. Then the lady just give me the bottle. She didn't say anything. Then I said I also want to know, right? So I said, can I find out what happened to my sample? The sample that I gave, Then the lady there were two staff there, One is the senior nurse and one is maybe a junior nurse or whatever. So the senior nurse was inside hidden inside, so I didn't see her. I only see the younger one, that so-called the junior nurse. She was like paiseh, paiseh. Don't want to really say it, don't want to really say. Then I say, can I know what happened to the sample? The kind. You see. So for me, the only reason I want to know is because on that day when I went to do the medical test, I saw this man that came to collect the whatever things from the clinic, it's like a delivery man. I don't know what you call that. It's a man that pick up the sample to deliver to somewhere, So this
they are responsible for collecting all the sample.
Yes, correct. So I was outside standing looking at this man while waiting for my turn. I saw this man collecting the sample. The way he do it is like, wow, very I don't know. It's like not so
professional.
Not say professional, but the sample can just drop off and then
no wonder.
messed up, or fell off from his, because it's a scooter, it's a motorcycle scooter with the box behind his back, motorcycle, so he just opened up the bauxite container, and then he put the thing, he throw it inside, and then after that he close it, like that lah. So, but if you are careless, you can drop off, the sample can drop off, whatever, you kind of thing,
Yes.
or you spill the sample. I do not know what lah, but it looks like like very not secure in that sense. I felt there was no security lah. The sample can be just drop off, and he didn't know, and then it's on the floor, whatever lah. But it happened that day I was looking and nothing happened lah. Sort of nothing happened lah. So because of that image that I had in my mind, right? So I asked the nurse lah. So I kind of want to know what happened to my sample, or what happened lah. Whether I actually asked 2 questions. Was the sample tested, or was what happened to the sample lah? The kind of thing. So the nurse was like not very sure to say, or paiseh to say. But eventually the senior nurse that came out from the room, right, tell me, he said, something mistake was done. The label was wrong. The label was wrong. So it means that for me, it was a big relief in the sense that there's nothing wrong with the sample being lost, or the sample, the sample tested and it was not a very good result, the kind of thing, in that sense lah, So the thing is, the junior nurse, paiseh to say, feel how call that? Feel guilty lah, feel guilty or shy, or I would say feel guilty in the sense, because there is a mistake made, And she not very she's afraid that I might scold her,
You may
for making a
become
mistake,
unhappy or what happened.
the mistake made on the label or whatever. And she also don't want to tell me the detail of it lah. But I also don't need to know the details, so long as it's not tested and the label is wrong, the kind of thing. So, but then I asked the senior nurse lah, if the label is wrong, why don't they just put back the correct label? Why must we test lah? Because it will be inconvenience to the patient lah, the kind of thing, I mean, for me, I'm not working, I'm fine lah, But then she said, the test lab is very stringent lah. They do not entertain this kind of mistake, You have to submit a new sample.
The labs that are more professional, they will be very particular about all this. They want the sample to be taken on.
Yes. For me, I say it's a simple test for me, because it kind of like test my reaction, my thinking, my thought, whether
that one is most beautiful.
Yes.
You transform, you become different.
Yes. So you can see your own thoughts, what's in your mind when such thing happen, Are you going to stir and react and complain and scold them and shoot out at them, the kind of thing. But in the past, of course this is not a test, but it's something to do with my phone in the past, when I had a new phone and the phone break down. I really was very angry, the time, a long time ago, I was really
Before
angry.
The mind has developed the training of the Dhamma understanding, it tends to behave that way, because mundane people, they have habitual tendency, they react, they stir. That's why you see a big difference.
Yes, a big difference, Yes. So you don't complain, you're very calm, you know what to do, you know what to do. You accept the reality that things went wrong. So so you just need to find out what do I need to do next. That's all I know. So that kind of thing, So it's a small little test to check my mind state,
Your understanding of the Dhamma within life. That's how you can see and observe the mundane mind and all these things. Today, I sent out an email. Did you receive the Anita Singh one?
From Anita Singh,
You read that one. She is going through the cultivation, reaching that stage and phase also, where she was observing her mind.
Yes.
I think maybe one of these days I will share her email, which is
Yes,
very
yes.
good.
Yes, 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 yes.
She now know how the mind get all these things and move.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a beautiful message
Yeah,
from
beautiful
her.
sharing.
How
For
her mind
cultivator.
react, how her mind react.
Yeah,
So it's very important for us to look at
yes,
our
yes,
mind,
yes,
how we react. In the
yes, yes,
past
yes.
we will complain and have a
Yeah,
lot of nonsense.
yes,
But
yes.
after we have the Dharma and
You become very
training of the
different.
mind,
Yeah,
you
you
see
become very
completely
different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll be in fact very nice to the person. You don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
make
yeah,
her feel
yeah. Yeah.
guilty, that
Yes,
kind of things.
and
You don't
your
make her
thought
feel.
does not project on your
Yes,
awareness, your calmness,
yeah,
your what they call heedful understanding. They will come out and prompt you and guide you along. Just
yes, yes,
last
yes,
time I
yes,
share with you all, I was tested in 1989 after I gone through the understanding, the realization. Then I think my mother was admitted for heart attack. I didn't panic. My son got compound fracture. Then to me, I was still driving from KL, come back, and I give instruction to my wife. I said, don't worry. Go to my classmate's clinic, wait for me there, I will meet you there. Then we do what we have to do. I didn't even scold anybody. At first, my mother thought she make a mistake because she's supposed to help me look after my kid. Then the boy fell off the basket and broke his hand, very young at that time. So all this, they do happen. They do happen. But your mind different, you will know. Then regarding the doctor one, I remember 1996, I actually changed job. I work for a listed company. So they insist I do a thorough, full medical checkup. So I went and do one of the private clinic, and because I can choose my clinic, luckily I chose my classmate's clinic. I went there and do the blood test, the whole thorough and full. Then you know what happened? The next morning, early morning, when the result came in, my classmate called me. He said, "What the hell did you eat?" He said, "Yesterday." I was laughing now. Oh, I say I know why already. Because I got type 2 diabetic. I was having a very nice breakfast, very sweet and all those things. And I supposed to fast before I go there and take my blood sample. So because of that, I knew what happened. I laughed over here. I said, don't worry, I will come. He said, have you taken your breakfast? I said, not yet. Okay, now we then the sample clear straight away. Sometimes it's blessing in disguise. If it's my classmate, otherwise I think I will not get the job. Yeah, it's a very senior position. So don't worry. These things are very beautiful. When you transform, you become different. So sadhu, Poh Cheng, for the good sharing. Anything else? Time's up already. We have to end.
yeah. It's okay. That's about it for today, lah. Since
Okay,
it's
okay.
also late. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Sadhu, sadhu, yeah.
Everybody.
So
Yeah.
let us rejoice. Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us now share merits and transfer merit. Then we end. Akasata Cheo Bumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anumoditwa Jirang Rakantu Loka Sasana Ittawata Jamehi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhya Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Devo vasatu kalena sasa sampati heto cha Phi to bhavatu lokocha Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imina punyang kamena Mame bala samagamo Sattang samagamo hotu Yawa nivana patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, and the worthy one. Then we will end the whole room. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.